What is up, everybody? I'm Courtney.
I'm Sean.
We're with Hill City Paranormal. This is podcast number 2 for us. We have literally been in podcast since 6 o'clock.
We podcast.
So this is crazy for us. It's been a long night, but we have from Tulsa, Oklahoma, Boozy. Is it bros or is it like brothers? Just
Boozy Bros, yeah.
Boozy Bros.
Bruh.
Paranormal. Pablo Cordova.
Pablo in the house.
Welcome,
Hey.
welcome.
Thank you.
To tell you a little bit about HCP Paranormal Podcast, we talk all things normal. We talk all things paranormal. We have no bars held. Open opinions, open comments are welcome. Rhonda. Hey, Rhonda.
What's up, Rhonda?
Ronnie said he's stalking us. Ronnie is an OG. He rode with us at our 6 o'clock podcast on the Paranormal Nation radio, and he's still here. Ronnie, either you don't have a life or you love us. So I'm going to send you a heart.
I think he likes it. It's mutual, though. We love you too, brother.
And Rhonda is with FPRI, Fredericksburg Paranormal Research. Ronnie is with Bedford Paranormal. Rhonda, send me one of those Millers. I saw you on Facebook.
So you got two really cool people in here right now so far.
All right, awesome. Welcome, everyone. I'm glad to have you here.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about Boozy Bros. I feel like I need to do a sign or something by saying Boozy Bros.
Every time we say Boozy Bros, we throw the peace sign up. I
That's
mean,
right.
the ghost is doing it. Maybe that could be our thing. I don't know.
Yeah, total signature. Hey, Brian.
Yeah, I need that shirt. What's up, Brian?
Hey, Brian. So a little spiel about Boozy Bros is we just explore the world's most haunted places. We try to get in everywhere we can and try to use basic, I guess, scientific approaches. And when I say that, I mean your basic make an observation, form a hypothesis, question it, challenge it, and come to a conclusion. And so every time we go to these places, we try to ask and answer questions at every haunted location we go to. But we do everything very systematically, and we try to be as proper with it and respectful as possible. We think respect in the paranormal world is king, so we try to be nice, Yeah,
sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And I agree with that. Definitely, for those that are just tuning in and for those that are wanting to become paranormal investigators, you are correct with that. Respect is key for the location and the spirits themselves.
Yeah.
If we've got jacked up teams that are going in there and vandalizing locations, guess what? That's taking away locations for us to be able to conduct research. So definitely we try to be respectful to location and the spirits themselves. We're not going in, guns a-blazing like, hey, assholes, we're here. That's not how we do stuff. How long has Boozy Bros been a thing? Like, that name is super catchy. I love it.
Oh, good. I'm glad you like it. So Boozy Bros has been a thing for about a year and a half. We've been doing this for a year and a half. We've explored pretty much all of Oklahoma's most haunted locations that we've been able to get into. And now we're expanding. I mean, I even went to Japan. I have another Japan tour happening later this year. And we're just going to keep going. We have a lot of really big things coming up. Like, we're going to be traveling around the U.S. and doing a lot of bigger things. So I'm super excited for it.
So I got to ask, all this traveling, do you work remote? Like, does that allow you to do this, or is your primary job Boozy Bros?
My primary job is Boozy Bros. So I actually what we do is we don't really make any money from the paranormal investigation side of things.
Social media?
Yeah, it's mostly digital assets, actually. Every location I'm going to, I'm shooting B-roll, I'm making 3D assets. I'm doing a lot of stuff in the background to just maintain, because I mean, these locations are freaking crazy. I mean, you're paying $600 for, I think we paid $600 for the Sally house. That's insane. So we had to make it up somehow, because YouTube, I mean, they don't pay a lot, you know what I mean? Unless you're huge. But yeah, that's how we're staying afloat. But yeah, little spiel there.
That's one of the things that we always love to talk to teams about, is the price of these locations.
Oh my God.
They're insane.
Some of them.
Yeah, some of them.
Not all of them.
We're going to a very affordable location this Saturday. I mean, I was really shocked. I mean, to get $300 for an overnight investigation is like golden. Like, let me pocket that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially when it's like over 12 hours. Because there's a lot of places that'll do like 7 p.m. to midnight for $350, and you're like, pfft, you know, and it's 3.5 hours away, and you're just like, this doesn't even financially make sense.
Yeah, and I mean, how much activity are you going to really get in those few hours? Like,
Because
yeah.
I mean, it takes forever to set up your equipment. It takes forever to break it down. So you're really only investigating for like 2 hours.
Yeah, and that flies by. That'll fly by like nothing.
Yes.
And then there goes $600, you know?
Exactly. Well, that's crazy. Japan.
Yeah.
I heard Japan is super haunted. Tell us about it.
Oh my gosh, Japan is crazy. Like, I actually got an attachment when I got there. I visited the Grudge House. We did a short investigation, and it really felt like something didn't want us there. So even my brother, who is our cameraman and our team skeptic, he was like, okay, something doesn't want us here. We need to get out of here. And when he's saying that, it's like, okay, we got to really get out of here.
You gotta go.
Yeah. So we left, and I didn't think much about it, but I end up getting home, and I'm hearing like knocking on the walls. I'm hearing something keeping me up at night, and every time I'm about to fall asleep, there was noises being made in my house. So I actually got a lot of help from when I posted about it. A lot of people reached out to me, and we did phone calls, and I did like FaceTimes with people that were cleansing my house, and we did all kinds of stuff, and it helped. But that the paranormal ghosts in the paranormal realm of Japan, it's very taboo. You can't talk about it like publicly like we would here. Like, these podcast sort of things don't really happen very often over there. So even asking questions around getting information on the internet was extremely difficult. You got to dig extremely deep. But honestly, the paranormal energy over there was a lot different. It felt extremely strong. Like, it was incredible. I'm so eager to go back, but I'm also really scared.
I mean, some of the best horror movies came out of Japan. So this does not surprise me that you would say that, you know, the paranormal activity out there, like The Grudge, since you brought up The Grudge House, that movie like almost felt believable. Like I remember watching it, like every well I passed, I'm like, they're like some chick about to come out of this well.
I bet it would hit different though if it's more taboo, because if nobody's investigating something and
right,
it's just sitting there waiting to show itself.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. And,
so
these places, I feel like we go to like the Sally House or well-known American places, and they've been heavily investigated, and there's not like a whole lot of, it doesn't feel like a lot of energy. But in the places that I went to Japan, it felt like things were pretty strong. Like they had plenty of energy to spare, you know?
See, and let's touch on that. We've actually brought up this and had it brought up to us over investigation of locations.
Yes.
Do you think that that's possible to over investigate a haunted location?
I think it absolutely is, because if you think of the fundamentals of what we believe ghosts are essentially beings of energy, right? So if they are needing energy and they're constantly communicating and giving out that energy, there's not a whole lot of energy coming in. So they can't really, like, if I was a ghost and I needed energy and I'm trying to talk to you, but I've talked to the past 50 investigators because this place has been booked out for an entire year, I don't think I'll be able to communicate that well, is what my theory is from my experience.
How do you feel about EM pumps? Do you think that those are effective if you're bringing outside energy in? I
think EM pumps, I've used similar things. Like, I've used the Wimhurst machine, and I've used an EM pump before, but I've gotten mixed results from it. So I haven't gotten enough data on that yet. So, but I am eager to try and see if maybe I can get better results, because honestly, I've been to places like for instance, I went to the Sally House. I used the Wimhurst machine. It generates a static electricity in the air. You see the little lightning bolt shoot out, so you can feel it. You can physically feel the electricity in the air, but which essentially should feed the entities. But then I get mixed results every time. It's really weird, actually.
Right. Ronnie said Jacob's Ladder.
I haven't heard of
I haven't heard of that either. What is that?
Yeah, Ronnie, elaborate.
Yeah, please.
Hey, Anna.
What's up,
Anna
Anna?
is one of our team members with Hill City Paranormal.
Oh,
Thank
hi,
you for
Anna.
joining us.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of with you on the mixed emotions towards an EM pump.
I believe in it.
I feel like spirits definitely will draw off your electronic devices, definitely draw off of you. And I heard that for so many years until we did our very first overnight investigation last year, and I was physically drained, like physically for days. I mean,
wow.
when they say paranormal hangover, like that's real.
Oh yeah,
It's
big time.
real, and I'm like, and that was one of our most active. Hey, Carrie's also a team member too.
What's
Carrie,
Hey, Carrie.
D Downs, hello.
up?
Hey.
For those that are just tuning in, we are hanging out with Boozy Bros.
What I feel about the EM pump is if spirits need energy and you put energy in the air, you have better results. If your cell phones are getting drained, your camera batteries, those of you who are still using the battery powered camera, are draining faster and you're getting activity, then spirits need that energy to get pushed into the air.
Facts.
So I feel like now the cheap little EM pumps you get that don't do anything, all you gotta do is take your gas meter and see how good it is. Now the EM pump we use, I can have my gas meter several or ERK2. I could have it. I've been talking to Howie too long. my
TikTok.
I can have my K2 several feet away from it, and it's spiking.
Wow.
Yeah, so you got to be careful where you put it too now. But I can put my gas meter several feet away from it, and it's spiking. Now I also have EM pumps where you have to be right up on it, and I don't think those are as effective. But I do have EM pumps that's putting an electromagnetic field in the air.
Yeah.
So I do believe that you and the amount of evidence we've been able to get off of them. So, but I mean, you're going to Japan. Like I'm still stuck on that.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm excited.
I know a little bit about Japan. I've been a martial artist, so I know a little bit about Japan, and I will say that I think it's different over there. And you can elaborate and correct me if I'm wrong, but I do think it's different over there is because they either avoid it, they're scared of it, or they stay away from it. So I feel like that spirit is waiting to get out. And I think it attached to you because you went over there and started talking to it. So it's like, oh, I can talk now. Let me go to you.
Oh, wow. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. I think that's why it attached you like that. Think about how many times you investigated here. And then you go over there and you investigate one time and now it followed you.
That's a good point. Wow. I honestly didn't think about that. But yeah, I could totally see that. I think that's a pretty solid theory, honestly.
Hey, I want to back up to what Ronnie said about Jacob's ladder. So I'm over here Googling. I'm a Google queen, right? So he said it's a dangerous piece of equipment is what it is, but it's basically similar to what Pablo was describing. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ronnie, but what I found on Google is it's like little beakers that are filled with some poisonous looking liquid. Sorry, my phone was ringing. Why? I don't know. Everybody that knows me knows I'm on a podcast. And then has a dangerous looking bunch of exposed wires and maybe a table with some straps for revitalizing the dead. What in the hell?
That sounds intense.
This sounds like some Frankenstein stuff.
This sounds like some stuff.
So I don't know if you guys can see. I'm going to try to do it. That's essentially what it looks like.
Ronnie said, no, that's not it.
Oh, Ronnie. He said you need a white lab coat to operate this thing, whatever it is. I thought you were talking about the movie. Isn't there a movie like Jacob's Ladder or something? I feel like
I don't know. I've heard that name before, but I don't know like from what.
Derek Kendrick.
Hey. Boozy Bros.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing, Derek. We're throwing up the peace sign every time Boozy Bros gets said.
Okay, so Ronnie said that's it. The picture I showed.
Oh, okay,
That's
sweet.
So for that, what it's looking like is there's like electricity or something that comes out of it.
I mean, I've seen people even using the Tesla coil, not the car, but the old what is it? The ball that has the electrodes going through it.
Yeah.
We use those too.
I know what you're talking about. Like they're fun. You touch them and the electric follows your. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't remember what those are called, but I just remember playing with them at Walmart as a kid. You know what I mean?
I've seen people use those to investigate with. I thought about testing it out.
That's interesting. That might actually. That's pretty smart. Actually, I think I'm gonna try that. That's pretty cool.
So Howie, what's up?
Howie, your mother's calling you out. You saw Jacob's Ladder back in the late 80s, early 90s. She done put your age out there and everything. Ma.
I think you're right, Ma. I think.
Yes, Carrie. Similar to like a plasma ball.
Plasma ball. Yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a very scientific investigator. Like when you said that earlier, you struck a nerve. So that's me all day.
Ronnie said you can't touch a Jacob's Ladder. I don't want to.
I'm studying it. I'm getting temperature readings. I'm getting how many times does the EMF go off? What rooms is it going off? I usually have a theory or hypothesis, and sometimes I'll say it in the video. Or actually most of the time I do say it in the video of what my theories are, and then I try to just like debunk or prove that theory with my data. So I try to approach things, but I think that is kind of a sensitive subject because there's people out there that are like, how can you possibly apply science to paranormal? If it's something that's not seen. But to me, science is like the fundamental understanding of the world, and you can use just basic scientific principles to get your data and stuff, and that's essentially what we're doing. So
we went blurry again, but I don't have time to back out and fix it, so we're just going to be blurry. Hopefully it'll correct itself.
Well, it's all science in my opinion. It's even down to the equipment we use. It's all science. Half of the equipment we use are used for other things. So I mean, if you look at even what the original ghost callers is the correct term for it, used back in the day, all this stuff is scientific based. Because at the end of the day, we don't really know what paranormal. We don't know what ghosts are. We don't know anything about paranormal. There's no scientific data out there that can directly pinpoint what a spirit is. We don't know. Yeah. So until we find that out, we are making hypotheses. We're testing theories. We're doing a whole investigation to figure it out.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And honestly, I think nowadays we're a heck of a lot farther in finding the truth than we were even 10, 20 years ago. Because like back then, I couldn't even talk about it with people without them like really being weirded out by it or stuff. But now I can talk freely. I'm on podcasts talking about it. Like it's a totally different thing now. It's amazing.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
And there's still certain areas where the subject is just taboo. I mean, there really is. Like around here, in our town, you can't just knock down doors of historic buildings and be like, hey, I want to investigate this building because it's got, massive historical history or whatever. But because people will slam the door in your face. They'll be like, you're crazy. Like, what do you mean you talk to ghosts? And I'm like, yeah.
Or my thing, because I'm in Oklahoma, they'll tell me that all ghosts are demonic or something. And
we hear that a lot.
Yeah, we hear that too.
But, yeah.
We live in the Bible Belt here.
Yeah.
Where are you guys at? You're in Missouri, right?
We're in Virginia.
Virginia.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Liberty University.
Awesome. I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
This is so dumb that this is blurry.
Yeah, the camera's been working just fine until you brought that Japanese ghost in here.
Yes.
Into the camera.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's like it wants to ruin the show and everything.
Did you not? Camera, we were just on a podcast for an hour and a half and it was fine.
Like, I don't even know.
And now all of a sudden it's like, I don't know what's going on.
It says I can't go.
I will say this. Every podcast I've been on, they've reviewed the footage later and found like EVPs, like kind of a weird amount. And a lot of people, like I still to this day, like I even got more today where people are sending me EVPs of podcasts that I was on, and they're getting a lot of EVPs. I don't know why, and they keep saying it's me, and I don't know what's up with that. I don't know.
So did you or did you not cleanse your house?
I'm pretty sure I did because I sleep at night way better, and I don't hear any like noises. Like before, I would hear knocks right before I'd fall asleep. Things fall off. I'd hear my name. I'd see black figures in the corner, but now it's none of that. So think so.
Speaking of knocks, I'm going to get your opinion on this because I brought it up to you. You know how when you're like first falling asleep and you're kind of like going into that like deep trance like state,
Mm-hmm.
and like, have you ever heard like 3 knocks, like knock, 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 and then you wake up because you think somebody's like at your door, and you're like, shit, I was just falling asleep. This sucks. Apparently, that's like a condition.
A condition.
Yeah, like I was looking it up because it's been, I told you about it. It's been happening to me. There's nothing there. I don't know. He bought a whole lot of Annabelle dolls, so it could come with that. But, okay. So a bunch of people have, like, D said yes. Derek said I have. Okay. So I was like Googling it, and they said it's like something in your brain. And so now I feel like I'm going crazy, but like, it's so, yes. Yeah, like I think it's something to do with sleep paralysis.
Yeah, I've had that before.
It's so weird. It's so weird because like it's so prominent in my ear that I literally think somebody's at my door.
I don't ever hear it.
Really? Oh wow, yeah.
I get up and I'm mad because you're falling into a good sleep and you're just like, who the hell's here now? And nobody's there.
Yeah, and then you're just like irritated because now you just woke up and you were so comfy. Yeah. No, I've had that before.
Same time though. Are you hearing
girlfriend heard it at the same? Yes.
What time, Derek? What time is like a certain like?
Or did she hear it at the same time as you?
It's like a certain time every night, or is it like? Because I do have a collection of haunted dolls. Like they're all Raggedy Ann dolls from like the 20s and 30s.
Yeah, Ronnie, that's about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3, I was going to say, okay, all right. So now we're on to something. Derek, it's in the middle of the day. Like I'll be laying down for a nap and it's in the middle of the day. I get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning for work. So by 3 p.m., yes, I need a nap. Mine's more like midday though, like between like 1 and 4. So it's not that 3 a.m. like, the witch.
Ghosts only come out at night, right?
Well, they say like that sleep paralysis thing is like around 3 a.m. and they call it like a ghost or a witch is riding your back when you like can't move. Have you ever heard that?
That's called sleep apnea.
Sleep. Now we're getting into all kind of sleep disorders. Sleep disorders and the paranormal. That's a topic for a future podcast.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have that topic.
What did Derek say? Exact same time together. Woke us up both from a nap. She was in the living room. I was napping in the bedroom. She asked if I was throwing things at the door. Howie, don't shake your head. We're going to pull you into this.
It disconnected me for a second. I don't know. I'm back though, but.
Oh, that's weird. Are you off of Wi-Fi?
I'm off of Wi-Fi.
Oh, yeah. Shaking my head at the 3 a.m. thing. Yes, Howie, yes. 3 a.m. That's the only time that there's paranormal activity. 3 a.m.
Well, I think if the knock thing, I don't ever hear it, but you're hearing it. I will say, talking to Howie's a very scientific investigator as well, and I'll get your opinion on this too. What if there's something communicating with just you or Derek's wife or girlfriend? I can't remember which one he said, but what if it's something that's just communicating with y'all two? And only y'all two can hear it. What if something really is knocking?
It could very well be. That's why I always try to like run. Like the second I hear something, I try to go check it out too. But like if I hear something in my closet, I'm jumping up and I'm opening it up and trying to see. But which might sound crazy, but
that's what you're supposed to do. You wouldn't be an investigator if you didn't. This ain't like the TV shows where you hear something and run from it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. No, we're not. We don't do no running here. Yeah.
So no, I found it. I found it on Google. And I remember laughing when I looked it up. It's called exploding head syndrome.
What?
And I was like, what? So it is a type of sleep disorder in which you hear a loud noise or crashing sound in your head as you're falling asleep. The sound isn't real or heard by anyone else. And the episode typically happens suddenly, either when you're just beginning to fall asleep or when you wake up during the night. So I remember seeing that, but then, from the spiritual aspect of it, of course, Reddit has like a whole nother, thing. You can find anything you want on Reddit. I could fix an engine on Reddit, but that is like they're pulling it into this like supernatural realm, like like what do you call it? Symbolicism, is that a word? We make up words every podcast. If not, it is
some Don King
the
words.
3 knocks, 1, 2, 3, and it's always 3.
Yeah, they say that's mocking the Holy Trinity, right?
Right.
When you get your scratch marks on you, that's 3. So,
yeah.
Now, being that you went to Japan, do you feel like there's a whole lot of like demonic stuff over there, or is that total horror movie like?
I will say I'm not sure, because what I felt there was really strong and it felt very very angry, but I'm not sure if I would say it's demonic. I don't know, but it's different. It's like almost like a whole different species or something. I don't know. It's just totally different. It feels different even too.
So Derek said you uppercutted a ghost out of his shoes.
Yeah, I made a short where I was like, I guess making fun of Ghost Adventures, but in a fun way, where I was like pretend fighting a ghost and then got knocked out. It was like a little short that I
love
made.
it.
It's funny. Yeah,
I gotta go find it. I gotta go find it. So I'm going to skip a comment. Carrie said some claim that it's 3 lobes unlocking. Some who meditate say they hear it too. But Howie said it's a safety system of the body, which totally makes sense. The brain's registering that there's a problem and alerting the body, hey, wake up quickly. The brain found out the heart or whatever is offset, not beating right, and then you wake up in a jolt. And that is true. You do wake up like after it. When you hear the knocking, like you do kind of jump up like I said, I always think there's somebody at my door.
Yeah.
And so it does jolt you.
For my knocking that I heard, it was like so subtle though. It was like light little taps. Like it was like really, it wasn't loud, but I don't know. It could very well be like a brain thing for all I know, but it was only during that short period. It was like 3 months that it lasted, and then I took care of it and then haven't ever since. So
that's a long 3 months.
It was an extremely long 3 months. And I kid you not, that was like the most unfortunate 3 months that I've had in like probably my life. Like it was crazy, the amount of stuff. Like I just had bad luck like you would not believe. Like
we glitched out again.
But then I got rid of it and literally everything just started melting away. Like all my, like even if you can look at my videos, you'll see my face, how dark everything looks. And even if you compare that to today, like I look different, you know?
You look rested.
What's that?
Said you got rested.
Yeah. I got a lot rest. I got way better. Like, oh my goodness. It was not it's keeping me crazy. Like I was going crazy. Goodness.
So let's touch on spirit knocks. You hit on something that kind of perked me up a little bit. You said that the knocks that you heard when you had the attachment were very faint.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, would you say that if you're experiencing knocks from a spirit, that they wouldn't be as strong as, say, somebody knocking on a door or something like that? Do you think there's like a general rule of thumb, like spirits knocks are more faint, more off in the distance?
I've genuinely experienced both out investigating. Actually, I've experienced really loud knocks that are like, oh my god, that has to be a human. Like there's someone else here. And then I've heard very faint knocks that I'm just like, that's probably wind, or that's probably something. We've had knocks like in response to questions. I've had all kinds of weird things happen out there.
Okay, so there's not really a general, like spirits are going to make noise if they want to make noise.
Yeah, I genuinely think that that's how they're going to do it. And I think they're going to make noise in relation to how much energy they possess too, because they could very well be worn out. They could very well not have been visited and never investigated, and this is their one chance, and now they're going to come hang out, you know? So right. It's always a surprise. You never know what you're going to get.
Right. You want to talk about equipment? I know.
So what type of equipment do you like to use when you're out investigating? What's your favorite piece of equipment?
Honestly, I would say the spirit box is definitely my favorite because I've gotten a lot of consistent responses with that. And I've had full on conversations with entities through there. And we've even had the pleasure of helping one move on too. And it was like just a really just changing experience too. So I love the spirit box. I usually use that. But I would say a close second is the Wimhurst, just because it looks cool. You crank the thing and then it shoots out electricity. So I'm like, as a guy, I love that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What else do you use when you investigate? Like, what type of stuff do you set up?
So we, of course, EMF readers, your basic stuff, voice recorders. See if we get anything that would be caught on a voice recorder. We use what else? The Wimhurst, the Ovulus. There's are you guys familiar with the Ovulus device?
Yeah, we have one.
I live in our city.
I'm not a fan.
I love that.
Not live in our city, but their headquarters, the store is right here, literally 5 minutes from our house.
Oh my gosh. Oh man, I'd be there all the time. That's so cool. I would be, yeah. I would be. I'd be in trouble. But
I think somebody needs to GoFundMe for paranormal investigation equipment.
Hey, that's a good idea. I support that.
We could just do it and then like split it like down the middle.
There's a really good equipment maker that's watching you right now, though, in here.
That is true.
Paranormal. I would check him out.
Who is it?
Booze Paranormal. BOO''S Paranormal. His name is Ron Wood, and he makes equipment.
As Boozy Bros, that's practically my cousin. So yeah,
I love that. We're not sponsored or anything, but I will tell you that I'm very hard on equipment. I'm not careful at all. I put all my equipment in cases, of course, but very durable. I don't feel like I got big, rough hands. Like, look at my hand.
Yeah.
You know. So I'm a rough guy. And I handle this equipment, and I'm telling you, it's Booze Paranormal. His equipment's sturdy. It's great stuff. I took it out.
There he is.
His name is Ron. That's him right there, Ron Wood.
Ron Wood.
Yeah, I'll check you out, Ron. I'm gonna look at your equipment.
I called him in the middle of the night, asking him questions about equipment he's made. He's made equipment based off of. He's an investigator himself. Mm-hmm. And he's like an active investigator. I've shot him in ideas, and he's made the equipment based off of our ideas.
You have a piece of his equipment right here.
Yeah, I'm sitting here with actually his REM pod is sitting right here.
Yeah, he made a candle REM pod.
Oh, that's so cool. I love that.
Yeah, so and it's super durable. It's not like wax, so it's not going to melt. It's plastic. Then it's battery operated, and I can never get it out because of my nails. But literally, it works the same concept. Cut it on as a REM pod.
Oh wow, that's so cool! I love that. That's so cool.
Yeah, and when I tell you, like, he's affordable. Again, we're not sponsored. We just
and no, I did
look
not
for
plan
good
on showing
deals.
You that it's just
happen to be sitting here.
Equipment everywhere in the office right here, and
we're charging up for an investigation.
I'm charging up for an investigation this weekend, so it was just happened to be sitting right here.
Wow, that's
I am
awesome.
all for affordable equipment. All for it.
I'm a fan of affordable equipment. I mean, shoot, some of the stuff is crazy expensive. Like my drone was like $600 just for that thing, you know.
Your Ovulus was almost $600 too.
Yeah, that too. I mean, it adds up.
I know I've got one.
I know another equipment maker I really like is Journey into the Haunted. Have you guys seen her?
I follow her Etsy.
She's amazing. Like her stuff, I also beat my stuff up, like really beat it up. So that thing has taken such a beating, and the batteries have lasted on it. It's like decently energy efficient and everything. Like I have it's like a motion sensor box. She updated and made like way cooler ones, so I'm gonna have to update mine. But yeah, she's a great equipment maker too. So
yeah, I definitely follow her on Etsy for sure.
Yeah, I
like
cool.
her K2 holders because we're always like trying to prop up the K2, and it can never gets on camera right.
Yeah, That's such a like challenge sometimes, because
Yeah,
you want to show the audience like what's going on, but you only have so many hands. Like,
exactly. And then she's got cat ball holders too, which I think is great because I am notorious for setting down a cat ball, and then when we're packing up, it's dark, and I kick one and completely lose it.
oh yeah, I've gone through tons of those, and I crush them all the time. Do you guys crush your cat balls like all the
I have
time?
not
I haven't
crushed.
done that yet.
I haven't
No.
crushed, one, but I've kicked one under a locked
You would
door.
think with the size 14 foot that I got that I'd crush one, but not yet.
Nope, I'll kick one though quick.
Yeah. Oh my god.
You said you're going to do a U.S. tour. Is there like a starting point and an ending point, or are you going to hit like one location in every state?
So I'm gonna do like I'm gonna wing it. What I'm gonna do is get like an RV and travel around and just go from there. We're probably gonna start south, head down to Texas, and just loop around. So it'll be pretty easy, pretty simple. Right now, I'm like way deep in planning the Japan trip, and then I'll meticulously plan the RV trip after. But I'm way pumped for this. It's gonna be incredible. Like we're gonna post a heck of a lot more often, and it'll be a lot more of me too. So it's gonna be awesome. From our special tick, what?
We can
All
move
right,
on.
That's pretty cool. If you stop in Virginia, definitely send us a message. There's several locations out here that I think that you should check out for sure.
I love that.
You might know a guy or two that we can send you to a couple nice places.
Yeah, my main thing is I actually want to go out and meet people and hang out with other investigators and go to like all these little all these events and stuff. They seem so fun, So
yeah,
I'm super pumped. Like I want to go out and meet people and be more involved in the paranormal community because I really want to be all over there. Cabin on 360 is a must. I'll add it to the list.
Yep, Cabin on the 360, and that's over in Mechanicsville, Virginia. And then you have Belle Grove Plantation at Port Conway, which is I can't tell you how far it is from Tulsa, but from us it's about 3.5 hours. But definite must in Virginia. So if you don't hit any other location, I mean, I could sit here all day, honestly.
Yeah.
And tell you, I mean, you've got Octagon Mansion in Withville. I mean, they're all over the place. So if you come to Virginia, let us know. We'll send you a list.
All right, that sounds awesome. I'm down.
Now, have you ever wanted to go somewhere other than Japan? Like, I know the UK is huge right now, not only on making paranormal equipment, quality paranormal equipment, but just like total investigation. Right now, the lists for Virginia are coming in. Like, you're gonna have to go back and like read them all. Berkeley Plantation.
Between Howie and Ronnie Anderson, they're gonna watch them. St. Albans, I mean,
yeah.
All right, I've saved the timestamp. I'll come back and check it out. Thank you guys for sending those. I'm super excited. But shoot, I totally forgot your question, guys. I'm sorry.
Have you wanted to go somewhere other than Japan, like to the UK?
Yes, actually, I've talked to other investigators in the UK. There's several people that I'm going to be meeting up with later whenever we go out there. So we'll end up doing another tour. But after our US tour, deeper future plans is we want to do more worldwide stuff. So absolutely, I have people in some like really sketchy countries that I'm kind of iffy about. Like I have a representative with the government of Pakistan that I could go do investigations in Pakistan, which would be crazy, I think. But
that's crazy.
That would be utterly crazy. There's this place called the Valley of Death that these people really want me to go to, but I'm like, I don't know. That sounds intense. But there's like the Paris catacombs I really want to investigate. I really want to go to Ireland. Well, again, I've been to Ireland, but I didn't investigate there. I want to check out everything I possibly can, honestly. Like if I mostly just want answers,
Howie said Jens. So out here we have like a notorious, like brutal murder. And the guy was from like Germany. And when they let him out, he got extradited back to Germany and he can't come back.
They just let him get away with murder? Like,
No, like they served
Like 30 years.
30 some odd years. They were like 18 when they committed the crime. And he
It was like about 2 miles from my house.
whoa, dang. Wow.
Oh, my bad. He's not even talking about that. Jenny's Middle East. I'm over here talking about a brutal murder.
You're talking about Yen Soren.
I'm a true crime buff, so my mind went straight there. I was like, I would love to investigate that house.
But Ronnie had a good point. Virginia is one of the most haunted states in America with all the Civil War history.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I totally agree.
So much blood. I don't think you can walk anywhere in Virginia without there being bloodshed somewhere.
Yeah, unfortunately, but man, I wonder, is there a lot of do people frequently investigate Virginia? Like, is it heavily investigated over there?
Some locations are.
Some are.
It's very taboo still. Other investigators see on our level, like when we started off as just doing it, just us.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really get into the whole community side of it until recently. So we were just doing it thinking, because it was like where we're at in Virginia, it's very taboo. Like we're right in the Bible Belt, Liberty University. You better not talk about paranormal stuff here.
Yeah.
But once we got to the community side, we're like, oh, there's other people that do this, and so we learned of places that you can actually go do it, other than places that were either asking us to come to or places we would find on our own.
Right.
Yeah. But the amount of history and bloodshed in Virginia, it's crazy.
Man, I'm excited. Yeah, I need to check out Virginia. I'm gonna check out all those places you guys sent.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
that would be awesome. We can go like live on our podcast and like follow them around Virginia.
Oh, that would be cool.
That would be cool. So how many people are on Boozy Bros? Like how many team members do you have?
You didn't throw up the sign.
Oh yeah, Boozy Bros. Sorry.
So right now it's me, my brother, and that's it so far. Adam and Pandora, they stepped back to do stuff with kiddos, and they're doing just hanging out with kiddos and doing more family stuff, so
understandable.
Yeah, right now it honestly, it was a crazy amount of work, so I totally get it. Like they're you gotta have time for family and stuff. That's super important. But we will be changing things up. I can't say too much, but there's some things in the works that's going to happen here within the next few months, and I'll release an update video and show a bunch of stuff that I got going on. We've been slowing down on posting and slowing down on everything in preparation for phase 2 here. So I'm super excited to share that with you guys, and it's going to be nuts. Like a lot more work, but it'll be bigger for sure.
It'll be worth it in the end for sure.
Yeah, and we'll have some more members I'll get to introduce to you guys. So I'm super pumped.
That'll be awesome. Awesome. So what social media platforms do you typically post on? Like if we wanted to find you, follow you, look for these updates, like where can we find them?
On every one of them. Facebook, we're on Facebook, Boozy Bros Paranormal. Instagram, we're Boozy Bros Paranormal. TikTok, Boozy Bros. YouTube, we're just called Boozy Bros. If you go on our website, boozybros.com/links, it'll take you to everything. We're even on Rumble. Like, I don't know if people really even watch Rumble anymore, but we're on there. We're on Pinterest. But I will be updating people primarily on Facebook. So definitely check out our Facebook, stay on top of that, and our YouTube. That's going to be the ones we're probably going to be most active in for sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So we covered equipment, we covered team members. Do you have set locations that you're like you have a list like in Japan when you go? Because you're leaving soon. Like when are you leaving for Japan?
So far we're shooting for June. So okay. June is what I'm shooting for. Right now, my goal is to maybe revisit the Grudge House and do something a little different. Hopefully not on a rainy day, because I went super rainy, and it kind of hurt my audio a little bit, and I didn't like that. And there's the Inunaki village. If you guys like, they made a movie about the Inunaki village and the Inunaki tunnel where people were murdered and stuff. But I actually have an entire Google map laid out of a bunch of locations that I'm just going to be picking from. There's like a haunted love motel that
motel.
A love motel. Yeah. You
Whoa.
rent it for the night or for a couple hours or whatever.
A couple hours.
Yeah, and it's got like very what is it? How do I say this PG?
No, we're not PG on this show.
Oh. They have sex toys everywhere and like
there's dildos all over the room.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think they'd leave that behind. It's abandoned, so hopefully they didn't leave that behind. And if they did, I'm gonna steer clear.
Yeah.
But, ew, go in with a black light. Like
no. I might be running out if I do that.
Ew.
Oh, no.
He's gonna like find the room with the sex swing like bolted to the ceiling.
I would go in there with a UV light.
Because your mom said, "Oh, goody with the ma."
That's hilarious.
All I can think of is Little John. Oh, skeet, mom.
Ew. Oh my god! I was thinking of that. Wasn't there a movie like where you could like rent theme rooms? Like one of them had like a heart bed or something, and you could like rent it for a couple hours.
The heart bed.
Yeah,
like the heart bed.
Have that there, and at that love motel is a giant heart bed, and they got like a set of knight armor. I don't know what that's about, but they got like a bunch of cool
role
stuff.
Playing.
Yeah, definitely role playing.
You could be
Maybe,
black light on that. That's what you need. Black light on.
Like,
oh my god! So it's abandoned though. It's shut down.
Yeah, it is. And I've been communicating with all kinds of people in Japan, trying to get into a bunch of places. And not only that, I'm coordinating. Whoop! Just knocked something over. I'm coordinating with Paranormal Japan, Spooky Japan. You can check them out. They're on Facebook. Coordinating with them to go out there and do a bunch of stuff too. So I'm super pumped for that. They're going to have some extra stuff for me because Irene Akiko is one of the members there. She's one of a very prominent figure in paranormal.
Oh, we froze again.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Are we back?
No, who is Crystal? Yep, you're back. Who is Crystal?
That's my mom.
Is that the wife?
No,
that's mom.
I don't have a wife. No, that's my mom. Yeah,
Your mom is gorgeous.
What's up, Mom?
Ma Duke's in the house.
What's up?
Boozy Bros.
Boozy Bros.
Howie said, "Go to the forest of death in Japan." Oh my God, is that the suicide forest that I read about?
Yes, that's on the list. But I tried to go there last time, and the locals talked me out of going. But
I heard they do that.
Yeah, they talked me out of going because of Logan Paul. But what people don't realize is the suicide forest actually has thousands of years of demonic history and ghost history that even predates all the suicide forest stuff. So that is what I would probably be going for and trying to explain that as well. But yeah, they talked me out of it last time. I almost went, but I might just do it anyways, honestly.
I have read.
No, I wouldn't go there.
Well, I've read so many.
I don't know if I'd mess around in.
Well, look, I've read so many stories.
My paranormal investigator card now.
I've read so many stories of like people that have tried to camp there and they don't survive the night. Like they go missing. They're no longer to be found. Like campsites disappeared. Like that stuff's crazy. Like, and I don't think people go there just like, oh, you know, I feel like committing suicide, I'm gonna go to the forest of death, right? I think what it is, what I read, and a reason I'm saying I think is because this has been a while, is the forest makes you like messes with your mind and makes you go so crazy that you feel like your only way out is suicide. Like
that could be possible, yeah. Like maybe something there like talks you into it or something. I don't know.
Howie said if you go, that's a good idea. Take a load of string and a GPS. So like tie to the tree and just like, so then you have a way out.
So when I researched this, a lot of people were saying the GPS would fail, and that was a lot of people's problem.
I
And
read that
people
too.
do get lost there all the time. But the string thing, I'm definitely gonna try, and I'm probably not gonna go super deep into the forest because that's a very real fear of mine. I do not want to get lost in the forest.
Yeah. Cause that, like, if you read up on the forest of death, like, it really does freak you out. Like, there's a
Yeah.
location, if you want to add it to your US tour, the I think it's called the Devil's Playground in North Carolina.
Oh,
It's
that
a
sounds intense.
campsite, and there's a circle, like, it's surrounded by forest and grass, except this one circle that's just dirt. And they say the urban legend is the devil comes out at night and paces in a circle, coming up with other ways to, like, mess with humanity. Devil's Circle. Yep. Howie's talking about
Wow.
it.
You got that
So
place in North Carolina.
yeah, they said that if you try to camp there and you, like, put your tent in the circle, you will wake up to your tent being thrown out of the circle.
Whoa. Okay, that sounds really cool.
So that's in North Carolina. Let's see. Howie said many go there to die as well. I did the documentary on it. It's amazing and scary at the same time.
Oh wow.
Seven Gates.
Oh, yes.
Ronnie, we've been looking for that.
No, Ronnie, Seven Gates of Hell in Virginia. Yes. However,
I'll be right back. Yep.
When that was put out publicly, Ronnie, the owners went public on our local news station and said that they do not want anybody on that property. If somebody's caught on their property, that they will press full charges, just because they didn't want the publicity or anything like that. But it's like, I think it's in Bedford, Virginia, the Seven Gates of Hell. There's supposedly hellhounds out there, and pretty much like any urban legend that you can think of is, like, out there. But you go through each gate, and it's like something different at each gate. Like, there's somebody chasing you and things like that. But when it went out publicly, a bunch of kids were trying to do the series that you're supposed to go through with each gate of hell, and the owners came forward and put up no trespassing signs. So, and we always come, like we said, our disclaimer in the beginning, we always come with respect. We don't ever condone trespassing. Try to do this legally, because if you are caught trespassing, vandalizing, or whatever, it's just going to shut down locations and make it harder for the next team. Ronnie said nobody has ever found the seventh gate.
Oh wow.
So yes. Yeah, same with D. Jarnett, Howie. You are correct. D. Jarnett Sanitarium. Now, I am guilty in my early 20s. I did trespass on that property like a dummy, but luckily, knock on wood, I did not get caught, because that is federal charges. Like I said, when you're young and dumb. Carrie said
I apologize for leaving, y'all.
They have one in Maryland too. So yeah, there's all kind of stuff. But yeah, let me know. I really do want to follow that if you go to the Death Forest in Japan.
Okay, yeah.
Full obsession, like, of mine that I read up on.
Yeah, I honestly, it's on my list. I'm planning by days, and I'm planning it by video titles right now, actually. So I have each day, like, meticulously planned. So we're not only going to be staying in Tokyo area, we're going to be going up to the Hokkaido area with Sapporo, the top island. Then we're going to go down to the south where the Anunnaki village is, and then also Okinawa area. That I have a ton of places, and I'm hoping to shoot just a ridiculous amount of videos, but and investigate a crazy amount of places. But I'm nervous, but I'm excited. But I'll definitely send you. I might try to go live there too. Even
I was just about to ask that. Can you go live?
Yeah, the only issue is when I was over there, it's a totally different time zone. So, like, my live times, like, for instance, it's 13 hours ahead. So, what is it? Like 9 p.m. their time is 8 a.m. here in Oklahoma. So it's like I'd have to get up super early and get there. Like,
there's people that are up at 8 a.m. I'm up.
But
I would definitely tune in.
The trains like run weird, so I'll probably be streaming late. But I'll let you.
We can always go back and look.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Exactly.
We can always go back and look. I would love to see that. That would be definitely interesting. Like, we could totally investigate, like, vicariously in Japan.
Exactly.
That would be sweet. Yeah, and if you guys see anything in there, like, definitely let me know. Like, if I'm walking around and you see something in the background or something, I love that. Like when people send me that, I'm like, no way.
So like when you get your evidence, what do you do with it? Do you share it? Do you put it out there?
I usually make a video with it. But that's it. Like I showcase like what evidence that we have and what we've caught in those videos, but um that's all I know really what to do with them. I wish we had like a repository or like an app or something that we could all upload. Like imagine all investigators sharing like the data that they captured somewhere like universal, you know?
I don't think investigators are mature enough to do that. And the reason why I say that is because what I find in the paranormal community, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but I find that when an investigator gets evidence and puts it out there, you've got 100 other investigators looking at it saying, "Oh, that's fake," or, "Well, that's not paranormal because," and they weren't there, they didn't see it with their own two eyes, or if it looked too good to be real, then it's not real. Instead of just saying, "Wow, did you see what Booze Bros captured?" Instead of just saying that and just taking it for what it is, everybody is an expert on debunking something that was never there, never saw it, didn't catch it. And so like I feel like if you had a whole community that shared evidence like that, which is a great idea.
I was going to say that's a really good idea.
It's a hell of an idea. I'm like, man, that would be great. But like then you got everybody trying to say, "Oh, well, that's fake," or they didn't capture that. And maybe I'm just sore because we just went through that.
Are you getting butthurt again?
Maybe I'm butthurt.
Well, I'll be real with you guys. We definitely we had it. We had a debunker make a video about us and debunked one of our videos, and he gave us like really good reviews and said like the whole thing was like awesome and well done and pretty legit. So we got a good review on our debunk. But then we had another paranormal team that was just like harassing Pandora specifically. We have no idea why, but they were harassing. Well, they were harassing kind of all of us, but really going at her for some reason. But they were like saying that we were faking things and this and that and a bunch of junk that just wasn't true and didn't even have a basis to go off of. So we have experienced that, and it's like, I don't know. So that does suck, but yeah, I hear exactly what you're saying. I'm sorry you guys went through it too. That sucks.
Oh, it's no worries. We find it more amusing than anything, especially like locally.
Comically.
That's the funny part about it is that like around here, what I'm seeing is so if like one person says something, then if that person has a lot of friends, then all the other people jump into it and be like, "Oh yeah," you know, and and it's funny that you read the comments and we sit back and laugh and like, yeah, they're butthurt because you caught out their evidence.
At the end of the day, they're not paying for my investigations or my time.
Exactly. Yeah.
We won't stay on that too long.
So we've been using the word butthurt over here because it's funny. Like, first of all, who uses that word anymore? But two,
Ron wants to know what part of Oklahoma you're in. He said he lived in Broken Arrow for a few years.
Hey, that's where I'm at, Broken Arrow. That's so cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Exactly where I live.
That's awesome. And then Howie said there are 2 databanks online that this can be downloaded to. They never caught on because people were saying this will not work, but it can work. Ryan Institute talked about creating a data server. We have not heard anything as of yet. So, Howie, G3, this is a whole nother topic for you guys to talk about, creating a database. Let's do it.
I have so much data to put in there.
Because, I mean, they have apps. Like, I was reading somewhere that they have an app you can download. Like, if you're getting married and you do, like, a no cell phone wedding, there's apps that you can download. And then you give everybody, like, cameras or whatever. And then they upload it. And it all goes to one universal album. So if they could make something like that, then why can we not make a database large enough to where every paranormal investigator can upload their evidence and leave the comments off? Like, to be honest with you, I wouldn't even put the option to comment on anything. Maybe put the contact information for each team so that if you have a question about one of their videos uploaded or pictures.
Then that's a good idea. Like I was thinking differently. So if you had a database where you load your information to like your evidence that you catch and post the evidence on there, but there's no comments that can be made, then that'd be cool. Because like the biggest thing that I see with paranormal stuff is I watch tons of evidence that get posted, and the first thing that always comes to my mind is that was a good capture, or that was cool. Like I want to go investigate this location. But then you got the people on there that want to sit there and try to pick your evidence apart, which I don't care about, but it's annoying. It's like
I don't want to review my own evidence half the time.
Right. I don't have time to sit back and review somebody's evidence.
Like, to be honest with you, Ronnie said there's a Facebook page they let you post evidence. Ronnie, we're not talking about Gettysburg ghost pictures. That page is wild. I'm there solely for the comments and the drama, the paradrama that goes down.
Paradrama, I wish that would go away. Why is that still a thing? Like,
so it's a thing out your way too?
Oh yeah, and I have tons of friends that are constantly posting videos about it and like trying to just talk about para-unity, how we should honestly all be, and like imagine, shoot, if it was like that, then we could easily be sharing evidence and probably get to the answer a heck of a lot faster. But I have all kinds of friends that post about it, like Vince. He's the urban investigator. He posted a video about that exactly recently, how we should all be better, and I fully agree. It's kind of sad, but yeah.
Ronnie Anderson said para-unity is a myth.
I wish it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's necessarily called a myth. I think it's just non-existent right now.
I'm just now learning of it. Like, I remember talking to, I keep calling him Howie. His name is Ed Odell on here. And he and I talk a lot. And I was like, what is paradigm? I never heard of it until I went through it. And then I was like, that's how it gets started. Okay.
Yeah, but it's
post a video of something you catch.
Yeah.
And that's how it happens. All right.
And Howie said National Ghost Hunting Day. I think that's like May 3rd or something. It's coming up.
Oh, sweet. That's so cool.
But yeah, I mean, I do agree. Para-unity should be more prominent because at the end of the day, and I've said this, we did a pop-up podcast last Sunday. I said this a million times over. I cannot preach it louder or more clearer. But para-unity is a must, especially if you're in this for the scientific side. That goes to show the difference between a paranormal investigator and a ghost hunter. Okay? Because those are two separate things. If you're a paranormal investigator, you are in it because you want to know and be able to prove that there is life on the other side. And so you're there for the science, the data, the research. And if you're a ghost hunter, you're Zach Baggins. Okay, you're getting possessed every 10 seconds. You're putting up crazy pictures. Double exposure. We just got off our last podcast was about fake evidence and people that put up using this app, this ghost photo app of some sort, where you take just a normal picture in the room and a miniature ghost appears. And so then they'll post a picture and say, I was at a hospital in the UK and this child appeared, but it's like an app. It's called like Ghost Photos or something.
Yes. Actually, tell me what you guys think about this, because every photo actually has metadata in the back that lets you know where the source was from. So a lot of times you can debunk a photo through the metadata. So I was thinking about actually making a video about how to do something like that. Do you think people would like that?
Absolutely.
Yes.
You know what? Hold on, Howie, Sean, I'm going to interrupt you both. Do you guys have guests on G3?
Not yet.
If so, y'all could totally bring that to the table. Like metadata, that's scientific.
Yeah.
So Sean and Howie do a tech talk every other Sunday, and it's all tech talk. That's all it is. It's ghosts, gadgets, and gossip.
I love that's what I'm about.
So yeah, that would be something to definitely bring to the table. Too many people and teams think they're experts. No such thing in this field. Bam.
Yeah,
right there. I feel like
I
Emerald
think with
Lagasse, Sam.
I've been ghost hunting for 30 years. I know it all.
This is why this Ronnie, I'm gonna get to your comment in a second. This is why the scientific community will never accept our evidence or research possibilities. Facts. Bam. EVP enhanced that sounds just like Zach. That's funny. Ronnie said Zach is a douche in real life.
Yeah, I've been to locations where he's investigated, and even the workers are saying they'd say a lot of not nice things about him, and it sucks because like you watch him as a kid, you know, and that's like that sucks.
It does. It does. And it gives a false hope for those that want to become a paranormal investigator. It really does.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm one that grew up watching ghost adventures, ghost hunters, things like that. I don't have a cool story as to why I became a paranormal investigator, which I'm actually going to ask you about here in a second. I know we've gone over the time, so please, if you've got to go, let me know.
No.
But I don't have that cool, oh, when I was 3 years old, I saw a ghost appear, you know, of my grandma that passed away. I don't have that story. A lot of people have cool childhood. They've been seeing spirits since they were children. I wanted to do this because I'm like, oh, you know, if ghost hunters can do it, if ghost adventures can do it, I can do it too.
Yeah.
And then I've always been a science geek anyway. So I just kind of put the two together. And then I met Sean and he's like, you know, there's equipment that you can use. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, hold on, let's do it. You know, and we would go out like with our cell phones. And, you know, I still kind of thought it was BS. And then his daughter, when she was 7, she came up to me and she said, she was over visiting for the weekend. And I said to her, what do you want to do? And she was like, I want to go to a cemetery. And I damn near wrecked my car. I'm like, you're 7. Like, you want to go to a cemetery? And she's like, yeah, I have this new app on my phone called Ghost Hunting Tools. And I'm like, what? So I went and I took her to the cemetery and she was getting intelligent responses on this app. And I was like, what the hell? So I started really like digging into phone apps, and there's very few that I will use.
Yeah.
You know, I've got to be able to use it in airplane mode or on a dead service cell phone. If I cannot use it in airplane mode, I will not use it.
That's smart.
So, but yeah, Howie said, distracted me. He said, feel free to friend me up. I'll send you a friend request. He's sending you a friend request.
All right, I'll accept it. Thank you.
There it is. Ding ding. Live in living color. But yeah, so I want to go back to that though. Like, how did you get to become a paranormal investigator? Like, what's your cool story?
I have a crazy story actually. I have a story. Honestly, the paranormal realm has been pulling me in since I was a kid. It first started when I was 9. I did see a lot of stuff. I saw a lot of things and ended up going to a counselor because I thought it was something else. You know, I thought I was like, I had no idea. I think I was 9 at the time. I didn't know what the heck was going on. I was just trying to describe what was going on in the best way I could. Go there. Long story short, I end up getting into a movie called God's Gift to Humanity, where I was interviewed. It was a movie directed by Jim Law. Then I was on a 2020 special about gifted kids. And at that point, I started getting a lot of publicity. I started getting a lot of people reaching out to me. My website was called strengthbylove.com. And at the time, there were people transcoding it and translating it to different languages. And then all of a sudden I started getting people from other countries reaching out to me, asking for help, trying to get answers. And as a young boy, it became overwhelming. And I was like, I didn't want my life to be that. And I just wanted to live normal. So kind of shut it away for a while and hid it as best as I could. And when I moved to several schools, and never really talked about it till I got older, because again, as a kid, you couldn't. The second I tried to open up to anyone, they were like, you're crazy, or you're this, you're that. And I very much know that I'm not. And I was just trying to find answers. So flash forward to today, and I started going ghost hunting every Halloween with my buddies, and we started getting stuff. I made a video. The video was fun. We went to Camp Scott, and just continued from there. And honestly, the paranormal world has been, I've always pushed it away and I've always ran away from it, but time and time again, it's come back and it's been like, hey, you need to do this. And so now I'm following that, you know?
Wow.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
I had a wild ride with paranormal. Like,
I'm going to go try to find this 2020 special, right?
Please do. Yeah, that's super neat.
Ronnie said his first paranormal experience was in Broken Arrow.
Really? Wow.
Now, Oklahoma has a lot of history. I know that.
It does.
Like over there.
Yeah, it really does. It has, there's like abandoned asylums. They have like, the St. Vincent's is one where like, the patients rose up and murdered the doctors and stuff. And we got to visit there too. But, there's a lot of stuff. Camp Scott was
like
horrifying.
Michael Myers.
No, that's House on Haunted Hill.
House on Haunted Hill.
That's what that sounds like.
No, remember that like scene and like was it Michael Myers?
About,
oh my
House
god!
on Haunted Hills where the patients all took over the house.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
that's a really dope story, man. That's really cool. The paranormal could be beautiful, you know, especially if like we got rid of the paradrama and everybody was to unify in this field. Could you imagine what we would accomplish? Like, you know, the main reason why we even do podcasts is to collaborate and work with and learn from everybody. That's the main reason why we do it. Like, I don't know why a lot other podcasters do it, but we mainly do it just so we can learn and share stuff. You would be the very people that's in this room: Ronnie Anderson, Ed Odell, Ron Wood. Like those are the names that's just popping up. Crystal. But those people right there that you see, like I've learned so much just from talking to those guys. I talk to them all the time. They'll probably get tired of me calling them all the time. But anytime I have a question, even though I've got years of experience under my belt, I will not hesitate to ask any of those guys a question if I don't have an answer. I will never second guess, you know. And hearing you say stuff tonight, you answered a question that I had earlier, and I was just like, I didn't think of that. That was cool. You know, just earlier tonight on another podcast I was on, a lady gave me an answer to something that I never thought of. And I'm just like, I've been able to grow so much just from podcasts and like we learn from each other. So just think of how many, if people would just learn from each other and unify, what this field would do then. And so that's a beautiful thing.
What I love. You guys are all like so much like me. You guys are students in all of this, you know? You're just here to learn, and like Ronnie said earlier, there's no experts in this. We don't have anything to back up proof of ghosts yet. So, but I will say I do feel like para-unity still kind of is there because of people like you guys and other people I've befriended where they, you know, they're very positive and they do, like, the people that are opposing of that are usually, from my experience, just seem super jealous and they never really have a real basis to be angry. And it's like, I mean, I think para-unity is here, but it's in this community right here, like us, and people like us. And then there's the people that aren't like it, that see it as competition. So,
right.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, like Sean said, that's the reason why we do these podcasts. We do these podcasts to bring para-unity to the table. You know, we want to collaborate with other teams. You know, we always tell every team, if you come to Virginia, hit us up. Yeah. Man, I mean, the hell, we can give you a cell phone number, send a text. We don't care. Send me an email, PM, whatever. If you have any questions, let us know. You know, if you think of something and you want to come back on our podcast, like I would love to have you back after your Japan trip.
Yeah,
to be honest with you. Like, just to hear about it.
Yeah, let's set it up. I'll have all kinds of stuff to share.
That would be awesome.
Because my goal is an entire month. Like, I'm going to be there for an entire month is my goal.
Damn.
Yeah. So, like, imagine.
Yeah. So I guess send me the day that you're coming back, and I'll kind of check out the calendar and see if we can't coordinate something, and then hear all about the Japan trip.
You will even set aside a special day just to get you on the show.
Yeah, we'll be like Boozy Bros Japan edition.
What if I could, like, maybe we should set something up where a day where I'm in Japan and I could have like my background Japan. That'd be nuts, right?
That would be cool too.
That'd be cool.
We can do that like towards the end of it, so then you have stuff to talk about.
Well, yeah, definitely. I'm gonna have a ridiculous amount of stuff. If you see just what I have in the first 5 days, you're gonna be like,
Right.
okay, it's nuts.
You're gonna be tired for
Yeah.
sure.
When I was there last time, I walked an average of 19 miles a day, so I'm gonna be very tired.
Great day.
Good God.
Yeah.
Well, better you than me. I'm not walking no damn 19 miles.
Oh man, there's days I like doubled it, like up mountains and stuff. Like, oh my gosh, yeah. It was brutal, and it's humid. Like, it's crazy humid, and the spiders there in the houses are don't look them up. They're nightmare fuel. Like, they're rough.
Oh, gross. We were just talking about spiders creeping people out.
Mhm.
I told last podcast, I'll say it again. If it crawls, jumps, or flies faster than me, I don't mess with it.
You fly?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The handle,
Oh, okay. I believe, yeah. Yes.
fly out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Well, Pablo, before we let you go, what advice would you give to somebody who wants to become a paranormal investigator today?
When you're going into a haunted place, definitely keep an open mind, but treat it like you're talking to a person, and just have a good heart, and you will absolutely increase your chances of getting paranormal activity. If you go in there with any kind of negativity, they're there too, so they're going to hear you, and they're going to witness you, and they're going to see how you're acting, how you're conducting yourself. Just conduct yourself how you would meeting a new person, and you're going to increase your chances significantly. That's what I say.
Excellent advice. Excellent advice.
Excellent.
For sure. And again, you guys heard it earlier. We'll say it again. If you want to check out Pablo and his team, Boozy Bros Paranormal.
And you got to greet him like this.
Yeah. Ronnie said, don't interrogate. That's another one. What do you mean, Ronnie? What's your name? How old are you? Where are you from? Did you die? Do you know you're dead? Did you die?
What you die of?
Yeah. Yeah, I like asking those like odd end questions, like is there anyone do you have any messages for anyone that you loved or anyone that you miss or stuff like that? And asking interrogation, they're gonna go away for sure.
I feel like that's like an AOL chat room.
ASL.
ASL question mark. That's funny. Pablo, you look a little young for AOL, baby.
No, I've been through that. I've been through DSL, like the noise of dial-up and everything. Like, I've been through that. I have an AOL account.
Oh my God.
I know.
Never have I asked how you died. Never have I asked how you died. Yes, Ronnie, we've discussed that.
Yeah, nah.
But yes, I appreciate it. Please send me the dates you're going to be in Japan. I'll see if I can't coordinate something in my calendar, and we'll go from there. I really appreciate you joining us tonight. It's been
having me. Yeah, I had a great time. Thank you guys. It's been wonderful meeting you and everyone in the comments. You guys are amazing. I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for taking time out of your evening. And for everybody that tuned in, I'm Courtney.
I'm Sean.
We're Hill City Paranormal.
With Boozy Bros.
Peace out. Y'all have a great night.